Among the immeasurable number of substances on our planet, water holds a place of special significance. These words should not be understood at face value. Physical and chemical properties of water are unique in nature. With the unalterable formula H2O, it can appear in 4 states of aggregation: liquid, vapor, solid, and bound state. Founder of the noosphere concept, a great Russian scientist Vladimir Vernadsky wrote early in the past century, "Water stands apart in the history of our planet. There is no natural body to be compared to it in terms of impact on the global geological processes. All terrestrial matter is permeated with it and surrounded by it." The very outlook of the Earth was shaped by the destructive and creative effects of water. It is constantly in motion, destroying massive rock, producing topsoil, creating landscapes, eroding mountains and entire continents, continuously seeking to alter our planet. Man himself is composed of water by about 80%. Water is energy. Water is food. Water is systemic, basic precondition of all life in the Earth. It is a strategic resource that governs sustainable development of all environmental, economic, state and social systems of the planet. How much water is there on the Earth? And how much is necessary for normal life of mankind? Total volume just cannot be imagined. It is expressed by a number containing 18 zeros, making about 1.4 quintillion cubic meters, or 1.4 billion billions cubic meters. According to the World Meteorological Organization, 97.5% of the Earth's water is salt water, and 2.5% is fresh water. Of this total fresh water on the planet, about 2.24% is inaccessible or hard to access, as it is concentrated in perennial ice and snow of Antarctica and Greenland, and also in deep aquifers. Annually renewable fresh surface water is estimated by Russian scientists to be 42,800 cubic kilometers. Current water science expanded the water hazard boundaries far beyond the arid zones. Today, over 1/3 of the global population live in water-scarce countries. 900 million people worldwide have no access to clean drinking water, and 5 million people, including 1.4 million children, die of water-related diseases annually. Reduction of the volume of accessible and suitable fresh water resulting from population growth and economic development predetermines most water-related issues at all levels: international, national, regional and local. Over the past 20 years, available water per capita has decreased by a factor of 1.25, from 7.2 thousand cubic meters per year to 5.76 thousand, due to global population growth. The Global Risks 2015 report of the World Economic Forum emphasized the water crisis as a priority threat to humanity in terms of its expected impact. The authors of the report assume that the demand for fresh water will exceed supply by as much as 40% in 2030. Various forecasts provide different prospects for the surface freshwater resources. We believe that most realistic are the forecasts of the Organization for Economic Cooperation and Development, predicting that by 2050, 40% of the Earth population will live in continuously water-stressed areas. Demand for water will grow by 55%, including 400% growth in consumption for industry and agriculture, 140% for thermal energy generation, and 130% for domestic consumption. According to the Food and Agriculture Organization, demand for additional water resources due to food production and household needs will grow by 70% by the middle of the century. It is easy to understand if one takes into account that more than 1 billion people have no access to clean drinking water. 2 billion people have no access to sewerage, and 920 million people are undernourished. To meet the current demand, taking into account additional 2 to 2.5 billion people in the planet, 3,000 cubic kilometers will be required in addition to the present day 4,200 cubic kilometers annually. This means that mankind will have to use those water resources that now maintain stability of the Earth ecosystem, while the water-short regions will face growing deficit due to the growing needs of people and industry. What are the major water issues and risks of their turning into tomorrow's threats to sustainable development and international security? Numerous studies were carried out to investigate the issues. The risks can be broken down into 3 basic groups: climate-related, geography-related, and man-made, technological. Today, we witness significant growth of the risks of climate change with growing concentration of greenhouse gases in the atmosphere. Such changes affect the freshwater resources. Data regarding the changes in runoff in various areas show non-uniformity of its increase or decrease across the regions. We also see changes in the regular season distribution of the water resources, which complicates their use and increases occurrence and intensity of extreme hydrological events such as droughts and flooding. According to the Intergovernmental Panel on Climate Change, intensification of global warming will result in growth of the percent of global population suffering from shortage of water resources, as well as percent of population affected by large-scale river floods. Objective of the mankind today is to investigate the processes occurring in nature, understand their patterns, and be prepared to respond to new challenges. One of the principal reasons for the interstate and interethnical conflicts is geographic territorial inhomogeneity in distribution of surface water. Extremely inhomogeneous distribution of available fresh water over the world regions gives rise to the problem of natural water deficit. While an average annual global water consumption per capita is 6,000 cubic meters in more than 30 countries with arid climate – Israel, Jordan, Libya, Qatar – water availability is 300 cubic meters. Conversely, in the 3 countries where water is abundant – Russia, Brazil, Canada – the available annual water per capita exceeds 10,000 cubic meters. As climate changes, the range of water availability in these regions may grow. Population growth, urbanization, large-scale deforestation resulting in pollution of the rivers and lakes make a combination of factors limiting the availability of clean water. The current scale of industrial and agricultural development, in combination with low level of technological development, population growth, urbanization, deforestation, desertification, non-rational water use, and water pollution with untreated sewage are the reasons for depletion of natural water and limitation of water use. However, there are many subjective reasons: inattention of the governments, lack of funding, low level of technological development, non-rational water use, which frequently limit actual water availability. Today, clean water supply is a problem of the developing countries, but one day the advanced states will also face it. Water, as a strategic resource, basis of life and human habitat, is becoming a decisive factor in geopolitics. Overcoming these natural challenges and man-made threats, conserving water for the present and future generations, is a vital objective facing the international community. A solution can only be found by working together.